The resolution war has just entered a terrifying new chapter, and Sony is about to drop a nuclear bomb on the entire camera industry. For years, we've lived in a world where 61 megapixels was considered the absolute ceiling for full-frame sensors. But as we move deeper into 2026, the whispers from the shadows of Sony's R&D labs have turned into a deafening roar. We are standing on the precipice of a high-resolution revolution that doesn't just aim to beat the competition. It aims to render them obsolete. This isn't just an incremental update or slight bump in processing power. We're talking about the Sony A7R VI, a machine so powerful it is already being dubbed the medium format killer by those who have seen the early prototypes. The camera industry is currently in a state of shock because the leaked specifications for this beast defy everything we thought was possible in a compact mirrorless body. Imagine a world where you no longer have to choose between the raw detail of a medium format camera and the blistering speed of a mirrorless system. That world arrives with the A7R VI. Internal leaks suggest Sony has successfully engineered a groundbreaking 80.2 megapixel XMR stacked CMOS sensor, a feat of engineering that effectively ends the debate over resolution versus performance. This stacked architecture means the camera can read data at speeds we've never seen in the R series, potentially eliminating rolling shutter and allowing for a level of precision that was once the exclusive domain of $30,000 studio rigs. Welcome back to my channel Tech Rivet for exclusive insights into the future of tech. Subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon for more tech updates. But the sensor is only the beginning of the story. To handle this mountain of data, Sony is introducing the BIONZ XR2 processor, a chipset with twice the computational power of its predecessor. This isn't just about making the menus snappier. It's about enabling real-time AI processing that can predict human movement with skeletal tracking technology, so advanced it can maintain focus on a subject's eye even if they are momentarily obscured by a foreground object. For the landscape and studio photographers who live for the finest details, the A7R VI is bringing a refined 320 megapixel pixel shift multi-shooting mode that utilizes an upgraded 8.5 stop in-body image stabilization system. This means you can capture images with a level of clarity that allows you to crop into a tiny fraction of the frame and still have enough resolution for a billboard-sized print. But Sony hasn't forgotten the hybrid creators who have been begging for a high-res body that doesn't compromise on video. The leaks indicate that the A7R VI will support full-frame 10.9K oversampled 8K at 30p and a stunning 4K at 120p with zero crop, all while maintaining a 16-stop dynamic range that rivals professional cinema cameras. The thermal management system has been completely redesigned with a new passive cooling magnesium alloy internal structure, meaning the days of overheating warnings during a high-stakes shoot are finally over. As we look toward the rumored late 2026 release window, the anticipation in the professional community is reaching a fever pitch. Sony is positioning this camera not just as a successor to the A7R V, but as a total realignment of the Alpha lineup. We are seeing a redesigned ergonomic grip borrowed from the flagship A1, 2, and a 4-axis multi-angle LCD screen that is 50% brighter than anything Sony has released before. This is the camera that forces Nikon and Canon back to the drawing board. Because once the A7R VI hits the shelves with its predicted price tag of $4,499, the standards for professional imaging will be rewritten forever. If you're a professional who refuses to settle for anything less than perfection, or a tech enthusiast who wants to own the most powerful imaging tool ever devised for the consumer market, the Sony A7R VI is the only story that matters this year. The era of 60 megapixels is officially dead, and a new king of resolution is about to take the throne, leaving every other manufacturer scrambling to catch up to a future that Sony has already mastered. The sheer scale of this leap in technology is hard to overstate. When we look at the history of the R series, each generation has moved the needle, but the A7R VI feels like a leap across a canyon. Sony is integrating a new AI-driven predictive autofocus system that doesn't just wreck. Agni-Eye subjects, it understands the physics of their movement. Whether it's a bird darting through thick brush or a fashion model moving rapidly in a studio, the 759-point phase detection system, combined with the BIONZ XR2's neural processing unit, ensures that every single one of those 80 million pixels is tack-sharp. Furthermore, the inclusion of raw pre-capture at 30 frames per second means you will never miss a moment again, as the camera starts buffering images the moment you half-press the shutter. This is a level of reliability that changes the way professionals approach their work, turning impossible shots into everyday occurrences. Even the connectivity and workflow features are seeing a massive overhaul to support the massive file sizes that an 80MP sensor produces. We are looking at dual CF Express Type AB hybrid slots and significantly faster Wi-Fi 6E integration for instant cloud uploads. Sony is clearly building an ecosystem where high-resolution files aren't a burden, but a streamlined part of a modern digital workflow. As the global supply chain stabilizes, all signs point to a massive production run, but demand is expected to be unprecedented. Every leak, every patent filing, and every insider report confirms the same thing. The Sony A7R VI is the endgame camera. It is the final word in the resolution war, a masterpiece of silicon and glass that proves Sony is no longer just participating in the market. They're dictating its future. If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your gear, the wait is almost over, and the result is going to be more spectacular than anyone ever imagined.